tires.
We're here today on the shores of the Red Sea in the lower Hijaz Mountains to visit one of the newest circuits on the Formula One calendar. We're in Jeddah, home to what we all hope is going to be a thrilling Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Daniel, George Russell, and Norris, Piastri, Tsunoda, Antonelli, and Esteban Ocon, Albon, Hülkenberg, Lance Stroll, and Behrman, Bortoleto, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, and Liam Lawson. Doohan and Isaac Hadjar rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. Now, I'll be generous here, it's not that long.
Oh, what happened there?
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
The scene was was skipped. I don't know why. Anyway, yes, guys, it's an amazing P4 position once again in top 5 positions. Another great qualifying session. Since the beginning, we saw we were fast, and yeah, everything was not perfect but very good for us. And the final lap, even with the mistake in turn 1, I was able to do purple in sector 2 and 3 to minimize the time loss in turn 1 with the lock-in, and settle my car in P4. It's wow. The car feels really good here. This track suits really well for us. But anyway, as happens in, for example, in Bahrain or in other scenarios, yeah, I mean, this is not over yet, and we have work to do, and we have very fast drivers behind. So this is something we have to discuss later on. But yeah, it won't be easy. It won't be easy to stay here in this position. Anyway, move on to the race strategy. Race strategy for this race. Exactly as I was thinking. One stop. To be honest, there is not too much to discuss here. Why? For different factors. First of all, normally in this track, one stop is what works better. The tire wear is not so high. You know, there are a lot of straight lines. That means there are not. The tires are not really stressed in most of the lap, just in a couple of corners, especially in sector 1. So that means the tire life is really high, and obviously you can save one stop. You can save it. I mean, it's much better to do one stop than 2, especially when the tire wear is not very high. So I assume most of the drivers will try this strategy, you know. And medium and hard. What happened here with the soft? The soft is an absolute useless tire on this track, guys. I was testing it in practice, and after 4 or 5 laps, the tire performance is terrible. It's terrible, the soft tire. And the medium and the hard, it's much different. They keep alive much time, you know. So there is no option, guys, to do 2 stops here. You can play with the allocation of the tires. The only thing you can do is this, is to invert the order, you know, to put first the hard and then the medium. But in this case, the time prediction is really similar, but obviously it's not the same to start with the medium than to start on the hard, because obviously starting on the medium tire, you will have a much advantage in the race start. In the race start procedure, you know, in the acceleration of the first meters, you know, there are less possibilities to lose places on the medium than on the hard tire. Here is the C4, that is not the hardest one, but yeah, obviously for tire warm-up and traction at the beginning and the start of the race, it's much better to start on the medium. So in that regard, I think the medium tire is the ideal one to start the race and then to switch to the hard tire. And I think this strategy should be the only one that drivers should to do. Maybe someone at the back tries something crazy because they have nothing to lose. But as I said, in my case that I'm in P4, there is no option. I think there is no option to do something different. So yeah, I mean, we can now discuss about the number of laps per stint. That can be a you know, a big discussion. My team said that the best strategy is to do 23 laps on the medium and 27 on the hard tire. I don't know. We can play with that. If we move on the laps, you can see that the projected race time increase a bit, so that means the ideal scenario should be exactly this one: to pit in lap 23 and to do 27 laps later on the hard. We can adapt this strategy. Yes, we can adapt. Depend of how I manage these tires. If I have a good management, maybe I can extend the stint on the medium, you know, before to put the hard. Or if the tire wear is higher than expected, I can, you know, pit a bit earlier. But normally, you know, pit window is probably between lap 20, something like that, you know. And yeah, the low tire wear, as you can see just below at the right side, says that the low tire wear expected could be 55%, and in the worst scenario should be 76% tire wear. So yeah, that means I can extend even the pit window to lap 32, but I think it's too much, obviously. So expecting having a 55% wear in lap 23, I think is enough. But maybe we can extend 1 or 2 laps the stint. Anyway, as always, it will depend on also where I am. I mean, if I'm stuck behind a train of cars, I can pit earlier to try an undercut. If not, if I'm in a good position, I can extend the stint. But I have to consider something very important, guys. In this race, it's extremely important to be in a train of cars instead of what happened in other races where it's much better to have clean air, you know, and to be alone on track. Sometimes in this track there are so many long straights and so many sections with the DRS open that if you lose a train of cars especially at the beginning of the race, probably you will be caught by the cars behind because they are running under DRS train, you know, all the time. So this is something to consider, very important to consider, guys, this thing. So this race I have to make sure we're in a train of cars, and I have not too many cars in front, so that means I will have to keep the pace of the Ferraris and Verstappen. So let's see, and this is something we have to discuss later on. About fuel management, and you know, as I always say it, I'm very good saving fuel. My driving style allows me to run very on the limit. Normally what I do is to put 1 extra lap of fuel, and this is exactly what I'm gonna make. I mean, I will put 1 extra lap, and I think it should be enough. Anyway, let's see if I have to save fuel at some point or not. Setup. Okay, setup. I won't make any changes. I cannot make too many changes because I am under park firm. So I think about setup there's not much to do. Okay, move on to the grid. We are starting in P4. That means dirty side. That means less grip, less traction at the beginning. So George Russell is just behind. I think it's George Russell, a driver who I have a very nice battle against him in the previous race in Bahrain. In the distance, was not a head-to-head battle, but was very cool battle in the final stint when I was on the soft, fresh off, and Russell did one stop on the hard, and I was able to reduce the gap until 2 seconds, from 17 seconds to 2 seconds in the last lap. Probably will need 2 laps more to try to attack him, but that duel was really fun. Was really nice. And today we have the redemption. I have George Russell behind. I think in Bahrain he was ahead. And remember that in Bahrain, Antonelli, that was behind me, passed me on the soft tires just in the start. So let's see also the tires rest of the drivers are using. Let's check it. Well, as you can see, there is not too much difference. Most of the drivers on the medium, except Stroll, Alonso on the hard, Lawson on the soft, and that's it. Aston Martin's start on the hard and Lawson on the soft. Rest of drivers, medium tires. So that means probably the strategy will be the same for everyone. Medium, hard. So just one stop. That means probably the stop, and the moment you stop, the time you lost speeding, it will be very crucial, and it can define the final result or the final position of the driver. So obviously we need a good stop. We need to stop in the right moment, and obviously to do that we need to complete a very good stint. Ahead are the Ferraris, Leclerc and Hamilton. I think Hamilton in P2, probably by far the best performance of Ferrari in a season that they are not performing at all. They have not any podium. Both Ferraris are behind me in the championship, as you can see in the graphic, in the blue graphic. Yeah, I'm not expecting to fight with them, to be honest. I think here they should have more pace than me. And another important point, the McLarens. I don't know what happened to the McLarens, especially Norris. Lando Norris was the whole weekend super fast, much faster than anyone else. But in Q3, I don't know what happened. He was not able to put a decent lap, and he starts, I think, in 6th place behind Russell. And then it's Piastri. Piastri, by the other's hand, since the beginning of the weekend, he was not able to be very quick at this circuit. But I assume in race they will be much quicker. They should be much quicker. So yeah, I think it will be a difficult race for me, because I think the McLarens, they will fight with me. They will be behind. Let's see if Russell can keep them behind. They will help me a lot if he's able to do. But I'm not sure if I could hang on or holding back the McLarens too long in this race. I think I thought at some point they will pass me. So yeah, guys. I'm not trying to be very pessimistic, or to try to put myself down. But I'm realistic, and in a Williams, I think, yeah, the McLarens can be past me. That not means I will not fight or to defend. I will do, but in 50 laps, having a much faster car is normally they should be in front of me. Anyway. The target, as always, is points. It's points. I will be happy finishing P4, obviously. I will be happy achieving a podium, but I'm sure I know that it's not realistic, but maybe, who knows. I also will be happy finishing P6 or P7 even. P8, not sure. But P7, P6, P5, P4, that result will be amazing. And I will take it. By the other hand, can I dream with a podium? Why not? Why not? If I stay in the DRS train, something happen, my strategy is the best, I enter in the pits in the right moment, I'm not discarding that option. But as I said, I'm realistic, and my idea is to try to do a very good first stint, saving tires, trying to don't lose DRS in any moment to defend from the cars behind, to have a clean start. Even don't try to fight with the cars in front too much, because I prefer to stay behind with DRS, to try to pulling away from the cars behind, try to create a train with the cars in front, and to try to pulling away all together. That will be the ideal scenario in a chart like this one. Obviously, the theory is very easy to say. Another thing is to do it, but that should be my target, guys. So I think that's my plan. That's my plan. Obviously, if I have a bad start and I lose places, maybe I have to be a bit more aggressive. But anyway, my idea is to stay here in the same position, try to stay with the Ferraris as much as possible, and to create a train that allows me to pull away from the cars behind. So let's see, guys, if it's possible. Let's see if it's possible to do that. Anyway, by the other hand, it's just Verstappen in pole position, who was a bit disappearing the whole weekend, but when qualifying came, he was there, just like in real life. So I don't know the pace of Verstappen. Can Verstappen be faster than the Ferraris? They should be. They won the last 3 races, so yeah, championship leader. But I'm very curious to see the pace of the Ferraris, and especially the pace of the McLarens. I think the McLarens will be flying. So let's see if we can hold it up. By other things, my teammate Alex Albon. Can Alex Albon score the first points this season? I scored all points for Williams, 32 points. That is a lot, but obviously in our fight for 5th place in the constructors, and for the motivation of my teammate, he needs to score points. Let's see, in a track that it's really in favor for our car. Is a track where you need a very good engine, where you need low drag, and our car is very fast in a straight line, or at least one of the best. So Albon has an ideal opportunity to score points finally. Have to fight with some cars in front, but I hope he scored points finally, to be honest. I need his points as well in the constructors. Apart from that, I analyzed the Ferraris, Russell, and the McLarens, and I think at some point it's Antonelli and Tsunoda as well in a Mercedes and Red Bull. Not sure the pace of these drivers. In previous races, I was faster than Tsunoda and Antonelli, like for example in Bahrain. Here I don't know if they have more pace than they show in qualifying. So yeah, as always, the top 8 drivers, or the 8 drivers that are in the top 14, always there are a menace, or people I have to take in count. But I really trust in myself, in my rhythm, and yeah, I think I can hold it up. Let's see. My major concern are the McLarens. That's my curiosity, also the pace they will have, and obviously the other factor is when every driver or each driver will decide to stop. I'm planning lap 23. What lap will be the Ferraris or the McLarens or Russell behind later than me in the same lap? It's very important to know that, because also the first lap on the hard tires will be crucial, especially people who try the undercut. So also I will need a very good communication with my engineer, and to take a look of the cars behind to see which lap they decide to pit. You know, guys, that will be very important to know as well. So yeah, as I said, I think that's the wrap. I think that's the scenario I'm thinking in this race. A circuit that is really fast, a lot of time in straight line speed, even for the concentration or the focus is difficult because there are a lot of fast speed corners in a very narrow track where you have to being constantly focus in don't crash into the wall, into take some corners, avoiding walls, where in corners where you have to approach to the walls very closely, and this is maybe it's easy to do in a stint or in a qualifying lap that is only one lap, or in a sort of stint of 5-6 laps in practice. But this is something I will have to do now 50 laps in a row, 50 laps in a row, maximum concentration, no crashing into the walls. And it's a very fast track, but I remember in normally in the old races I've done in the past, this is one of the races where my focus or my concentration suffer most. I remember ending races a bit dizzy, a bit, I don't know how to explain, a bit let's say fatigued or tired in terms of vision and concentration. It's a demanding track in terms of being concentrated, and when I finish this race, normally I take some minutes to back to the normality. I like a bit dizzy. It's really demanding. So let's see what happens in this game. But also it's a real challenge, and I would like to finish this race on points because I never did before, and especially after the last season in F124, where was one of the worst races I had. No pace in any moment. I was alone. I break a bit the front wing touching the walls. Yeah, it's a track that I need a redemption, guys. I really need a good race finally. Now I'm in the position, but it won't be easy at all, as I said. So anyway, it will be very exciting. I can't wait, to be honest. And yeah, my biggest concern is the first stint. I think if the first stint is good enough and I'm in a similar position that I'm now, the second stint can be good. Let's see. Also, another concern I have is my pace on the hard tire. Is normally a tire that I don't like to use, but here is not the C5. The C5 is a tire that I hate. Terrible to warm up. I have no pace at all. Very bad experiences last season with that tire. But here is the C4. It's not the C5, the hard tire. So that gives me a bit more of confidence. But at the same time, I'm worried because I know the pace on medium will be enough or will be good, but the pace on the hard tire, especially in the first laps, can dictate or determine the final result. So also depends of the moment I will enter to do my pit stop. If I pit later than my rivals around, obviously I can be in risks to be overtaken. If I pit earlier than them, I have to push in that outlap to make sure I pass. I try to undercut someone, or to maintain the position with the drivers around me. So I think that's more or less my vision about this race, about this night race. Let's see if we can have fun. But I think it can be a very stressful race, especially in the first stint. I think we will be all very close together. I will have to look at the mirrors every time, and at the same time I will have to stick to the drivers in front, to maintain the DRS open. So yeah, it will be very nice, very important. And as always, before to say goodbye to people on YouTube and Kick, let me remind you that where can you watch the race, the full race with me on live? Sorry. In exclusive on Twitch, guys. That's very important to know. If you are watching this stream on YouTube, you have the link to my Twitch channel in the description. If you are watching this live stream on Kick, remember you have the link to my Twitch. You have the link to my Twitch channel on YouTube. But my username, my YouTube channel have the same name that on Kick, FW47. And anyway, my nickname on Twitch is DannyFluff1 on number 1. There is where it's possible, the only place where you can see my race on live with me, guys. And before to say goodbye on YouTube and Kick, as always said, please, people on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. It's really important to receive notifications every time I make a live stream like this one. And also to make sure you watch the session replays every time I re-upload the streamings to YouTube. People on Kick, don't forget to subscribe. You have the option to subscribe on Kick. In that way, you will be able to participate in the chat, and I will read your messages, and also you are supporting my streamings. That is very important, guys. My streamings are very unique, as you know. The way I play is really different to anyone else, and if you really like my gameplays and my style of playing, your subscription on Kick will help me a lot, guys. It will help me a lot. So make sure you take that decision, or you thinking about it, guys. You will help me a lot. People that is on Twitch, just stay here. The race will start in 13 minutes, as you can see here. And now I think it will be time to say goodbye to our friends on YouTube and on Kick. And as I said before, guys, I invite you. You are all invited to my Twitch channel right now to watch these 50 laps in Saudi Arabia, guys. A race that can be very fun, can be very entertaining, and with your support all live will be much better. So make sure you follow me on Twitch as well, and you are there in 13 minutes to stay with me in the race and show your support. Sorry. And I think it's all I have to say here on YouTube and on Kick. On Twitch, stay there, guys. And now let me say goodbye to, as I said, people on Kick and on YouTube, guys. Thank you so much for your support. I had to say that, as I said at the beginning of the live stream, it's been amazing, especially since I'm playing to this game in F125. The way you are participating in the chat in every Grand Prix, your message, comments, likes on YouTube, people that is follow me also on Kick and of course on Twitch. I'm seeing a lot of support on this game and this F125 career mode. That is the career mode I enjoy most. Since the beginning, I'm feeling very confident and really, you know, comfortable in my car driving. So I'm really enjoying every single weekend, every single practice session I am enjoying, and I think that is transmit to all of you guys who is watching the streamings and the streams and showing your support, also helping me with advices about the strategy, about tires, and it feels really cool and really good, and I really enjoy it. One of the reasons I enjoy most this career mode is because I'm sharing it with all of you guys at the same time, and in some way you are part of the community and you are participating with me, you know, in these races. So I think that's what I enjoy most, that's what I like it. And of course, to keep supporting me is extremely important. Wherever you are, Kick, YouTube and on Twitch, just follow me. And of course, especially on Twitch, where you can watch every single session. So I think, as I said, it's time to say goodbye to people on YouTube and on Kick. Please, guys, make sure you go right now to my Twitch account and see you there, because in 11 minutes I will be racing this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. That will be extremely exciting. So see you there.